You are now tuned in to the new Old Heads podcast, brought to you by BringingDownTheBand.com, No Bad Ideas, and Coleman Dental. I am Major 7th. I make beats. I have the t-shirts to prove it.
To the dental.
Shout to Eli Porter. We see you. And as always, in front of me, the maestro of bringing down the band, Lonegevity. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Hello. 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 Hello.
This is going to be a great episode.
Hello. Hi.
I apologize, y'all. It's going to be some... Hold on.
Make money, money, take
What's
money,
up,
money,
man?
money. Hello. Hello.
Did you just answer a phone call, or...
Salutations, by the way.
Hello, Michael.
No, I
DJ.
was trying to silence my phone,
Okay.
and when I
hello.
hit the
Hey,
silence
Spoolz.
button, it started talking about make money.
Oh.
DJ Jay Diff,
I gave him a check
Caddy
mark.
Corner. Okay.
Mhm.
Hey, Spoolz, it might have been a good idea to do that maybe an hour ago, perhaps.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. And to my left, my immediate left, the incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty
Hello.
good. When did you silence your phone?
I actually don't. I don't have like ringtones and stuff. I just always have my phone on vibrate.
Oh, so you came prepared.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just always do. So I actually end up missing a lot
Okay.
of calls and
I
stuff.
mean, what is that supposed to mean exactly?
I'm sorry.
What is that supposed to mean
I just,
exactly?
I mean, that's a new one, man. We episode 57.
Is
I've
it
never seen
really?
anybody answer the phone. Like you were here with it. Like you brought it up and were like,
Because
oh,
I wanted to see if
He
my
did- he-
phone
you know,
was
in all
making
honesty-
noise because it was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, I feel
But your phone has definitely made noise during
it has,
episodes.
it has. But I don't know if I brought it up to my ear to fix it.
It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
It
It's the
doesn't
same
matter.
thing, ain't
yeah,
it?
it really is. Doesn't matter what kind of gesture you make with the phone.
Noise is
If
noise.
it makes noise,
It's noise.
It
Okay.
happened.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
Over here.
Over here.
Hello.
The bloke is out here energized today. That's good. Paddington.
Barely.
57.
57.
I haven't the slightest idea other than Heinz 57.
So
saying-
we've got Ricky Jackson. Jackson was the pure pass rusher in New Orleans' vaunted Dome Patrol linebacker corps in the 80s. Check mark again.
Wrecker.
Over his career, he logged 131 sacks and recovered 7 fumbles. His gifts are still underrated to this day, though he did make the Hall of Fame in 2010. So there's Randy Jackson, football player, and then we have Hilton Armstrong. Hilton Armstrong played for the Golden State Warriors and was the only player in NBA history to have worn number 57.
Okay.
His career averages, or
Are-
his best year, was 4.8 points and 2.8 boards for the New Orleans Hornets.
Okay. Shout out to Hilton.
We're doing the
Armstrong.
stats.
Carl Mecklenburg is 57 this year.
Carl Mecklenburg. Did
He
I say it right?
He turns 57 this year.
He's 57 right now.
All right. That's
His number is
Mecca high,
77.
Mecca hiney ho.
Nobody on here likes ketchup, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna go Heinz 57. I think.
Yeah.
I don't do ketchup.
What about catsup?
He ain't
Nida.
keen with the sauce.
I
He don't like the sauce.
He don't like the sauce.
I don't do condiments.
Oh.
Are you a chicken fingers and fries eater?
With ketchup?
I have been known to
eat.
eat chicken
Dry.
fingers and fries.
Are you pretty picky? I tend to be pretty picky. I'm not trying to pick on you.
Extremely picky.
So you don't dip the fries nor the chicken fingers into anything?
Not even ranch.
No,
I like that. I like that ranch. I like that.
I don't like any of that.
Oh, I fuck
I-
with ranch heavy, just so you know. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm
I
a
do.
I like
ranch
that,
fan.
fools. I like ranch.
if I get chicken, I'll get and fries or something. I'll get barbecue sauce, different type of
Barbecue
barbecue
sauce.
sauce maybe. I might dip my fries in that, perhaps.
You like honey mustard?
No, I don't like that shit.
I don't like
Okay.
mustard, but I kind of like honey mustard. Though.
Honey mustard with some good chicken tenders.
Mhm.
It's too tangy
It's
for me.
flame. Yeah.
Tangy. Okay. You remember Tang?
To get you right here.
Do you?
Get
Tang
your
was dope.
head and get you
It
right
just-
Get
here.
you right here.
It just kind of makes me want to vomit.
Mm.
Well, I wouldn't want
Sauce
to eat that
makes you wanna
either, so I
vomit.
can understand that.
Sauce makes you want to vomit.
I just
Or
do-
honey mustard?
I would probably say both.
Really?
Okay.
Just
Cool.
depends on the sauce. You know,
So when you eat fish,
I don't eat fish.
What about tossed salads?
do you make rap
Like-
ballads?
Yeah, yes, thank
Like
you. All
Ghostface?
right, yes.
I am the biochemical sling lord, but
Wow.
I
Yeah.
do not.
We lost all our
I don't
listeners
do any
under
of
a
that,
certain
no.
age right there.
What happened as
As
a
soon as I-
child that made you just forfeit condiments?
Yeah, let's dive
altogether?
in. I want you to talk to us about this. This
Okay.
is like this is a session.
Like
Is it?
Yeah.
relish? No.
Relish.
I don't
Relish
really do
is
relish.
trash. Relish
It's got
is
like
trash.
onions in it.
You probably don't like sauerkraut then.
Sauerkraut's a no.
Sauerkraut.
That's a no for
is
me
a
too.
Big
I,
no.
I don't really mess with sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut is trash.
I picked up only this year. I picked up peppers as a vegetable.
Really?
I picked up
Like red peppers, yellow peppers, green peppers, or like jalapenos or banana peppers, or
the first three.
The milder versions.
the ones with
but
zero heat in the middle.
But I like heat as well. I don't mind them. I've
A
been
bell-
just introducing peppers in. It was a texture thing too. The crunchiness of a vegetable sometimes is weird to me.
I like it personally. Sometimes
I don't mind it. So, but I said it's new, so I picked up that
Bell pepper provides flavor, especially if you
more
doing chicken
more
breast.
spinach,
Saute that,
Sounds
saute that
fast.
joint.
spinach
No.
and kale and some arugula and stuff like that. I've added recently.
What
in the
about the
last year or
condiments?
two.
So let's talk
Yeah,
about
let's
that.
talk about those.
Yeah, I don't like them.
But what happened?
Mayo?
There's a story behind why
You don't
like
do mayo?
condiments.
I don't like
Mayonnaise?
mayonnaise at all. I can kind of do ketchup if I like dip certain fries in them,
Oh, so it's not
like
so,
the potatoey fries, whatever you call
The
those.
potato.
Yeah, like steak fries.
Shout
like
out to
the
the
thicker
pot-
ones.
Shout out
Yeah,
to the
thicker
potato-y
ones.
fries.
Yeah.
I still don't like it, but I can do it.
That's what's up.
All
man.
right.
Yeah.
I hate mustard. I'm not a fan of mustard
Mustard's
at all.
whack.
But I like honey mustard. I can do.
It's just too tangy.
You like Rally's fries?
Yeah, they're good.
What would you dip those in?
Nothing. They don't need it. I see too. Back when I used to eat hamburgers and stuff like that, I would have maybe lettuce and cheese or maybe bacon or something. Whenever I added a condiment, it would take away from the flavor that I would want.
That's fair.
So I'm trying to eat the hamburger with the bacon and the cheese. I don't want some like mushy ass ketchup or mayonnaise or some shit.
Mushy. It
Mushy.
kind of adds to the flavors.
That's
It's
what I
flavor
mean, like-
It
enhancing.
Yeah,
adds to
I'm
it in a
with
way that I
Spoolz.
don't want.
I'm
There's
with
people
Spoolz
that
on the
like
range.
there are people that will like drown their stuff and that's too much. But
That I
a
do
little
not
bit
do.
a little bit adds.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I
not-
feel like as
I'm
far
not
as
for the
steak, like
giant.
I don't do A1 with steak. I eat just steak.
I don't mind to dip my steak in A1 though.
Really? I think that
Depending
takes
on
what it
I
is.
think that takes away from the
Well, it
steak.
depends on what kind of steak you have. Some
Exactly.
steak
Needs it.
definitely
Yeah.
needs
A1 is amazing.
Yeah,
not
unless you got
messing
like
with
a
it.
Fleming steak or a Ruth's Chris steak or
Oh,
something
you
like that.
you balling?
No, I'm just giving you examples of steaks that don't need sauce.
Okay. Do you
Sauce.
frequent those places?
I don't.
Okay. At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Thought you was already trying to stunt.
Nah.
No. Okay. Right
Roofs, Criffs.
on.
Yeah. So I don't know why some I don't like. I think it's a mixture between texture and flavor.
Fair enough. Well, A1 is the truth.
But there's that.
Well, by the
negative.
way.
There's this hot sriracha chili sauce that I like.
Sriracha, I feel like just like blew up.
It doesn't
Like
taste like
3 years
sriracha.
ago.
It doesn't taste like sriracha though. It's dope.
Like it's always been around, but then like all of a sudden every fast food joint has some sriracha variant of something now.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with sriracha personally. It's just not really my thing.
I
Yeah.
go to get Chipotle. I get the medium and the hot sauce.
Shout out to one of my coworkers.
Nice.
I can't remember her name when I worked in DC. Shout out to Friendship Heights, Silver Spring. She used to say Chipotle's.
Chipolati?
Yes.
Chipotle's. Y'all going to Chipotle's? Hold up. I want to place my order.
I know somebody used to call it Chipolati.
Chipolati.
Yes.
Is that is Chip?
It is awesome.
Let me ask you this.
I still call it. Quit
is-
making fun of me. I still chip.
Is Chipolati?
I believe you have my
Say it again. Say it again. Diff.
Chipolati.
All right. So is Chipolati worse than Chipotle's?
I would say
Yes.
so.
Okay. It's
Because at least
Chipotle's
when you're
is
saying
similar.
Chipotle's, you're still
Okay.
saying it correct.
There
Okay.
ain't no
Almost.
Okay.
But when you just say Chipolati,
That's awesome.
That's nowhere
That's-
close to
nah.
I worked at
They're
uh,
just putting the wrong emphasis
emphasis
I
on.
guess.
on a different.
Chipolati.
I
There's
went.
no
I
S.
worked at a.
Chipolate.
I worked at a Jimmy John's in college,
Jimmy John.
and they had a sandwich called a gargantuan, which is like all the meat they had.
Yeah,
and
all
it
the
was-
meats.
And this guy definitely came in and ordered a
like
gargantuan.
A gargantuan.
A gargantuan.
Yeah.
Wow.
He wanted a lot of meat in his mouth, huh?
He
I'm straight
said,
on that.
I'll take one gargantuan.
He probably
And I
likes
didn't. I was kind of thrown. I was like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha."
I'm straight on.
Gargantuan.
I'm straight on gargantuan.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
sound
good.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Well, because it probably. Yeah.
Well, perhaps we can get into the rundown.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Now, let's
I'll
keep talking about sandwiches and condiments.
shout out to Ranch. Spoolz, I knew we would be friends forever.
Right.
Shout out to Ranch.
With an eye.
So on So on a more serious note, and I will personally admit, I saw photos of this popping up on Facebook, and I was naive to it. I thought it was just somebody posting stuff for attention. Then I saw pictures of this continuing to pop up, and it became very sad and like frightening. This is per CNN. Alex Platt and Raja Razek, I may not have pronounced that right, traveled with, it says 𝗀𝗲𝗱, I may not have pronounced that right, to Libya in October after obtaining footage of a migrant auction at a property outside of the capital of Tripoli. CNN witness. Did I say it right? That's not right?
𝗀𝗲𝗱.
Chipperori.
Sorry about that. CNN witnessed a dozen men being sold. Is that how you pronounce it? Though? I want to be right when I say it.
I think it's just Tripoli.
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 There's 3 E's on the end, Tripoli.
Yeah.
We'll go with Tripoli.
Yeah.
CNN witnessed a dozen men.
Do they have any Chipotles?
Come on, fools. Come on,
We might have
man.
some chipotle.
Anyway,
𝗀𝗲𝗱.
long story short,
Chipolati. I love it, dude. That's
man.
funny.
Sometimes I get a latte to go to Chipotle.
see,
There's a Starbucks right around the
when
corner.
the door is cracked open,
Hey, let them in.
We let them in.
The Starbucks.
Anyway, they CNN witnessed a dozen men being sold, and they said like commodities. Some auctioned off for as little as $400. CNN was told of auctions in 9 locations around Libya, but many are more are believed to take place each month, so they're adding. CNN believes some of the auction sites are territory controlled by GNA, but others are not. The GNA does not control the entire amount. So my thing is, I saw these photos, man. It's sickening to see so many people in those circumstances. It's almost like it gave me the sense or the feel of a movie. Like, it was really, really uncomfortable, mad uncomfortable to see these people being taken off boats, lined up, and just really looked at like a product, like something that you can actually purchase, you know, and the looks were genuine on these people's faces, like the look of terror, look of being frightened, you know what I'm saying, for your life. You could see that through the photos, through any of the footage that they obtained. And to think that it's 2017, and Spoolz and I were talking about this prior to coming on, about how so many things and variations of auctioning or slavery or whatever is still going on now today in 2017. It's really, really scary to think about these things actually still happening. So I don't know what you guys can jump in, but I was really, really taken aback when I actually saw Spoolz the photos of these gentlemen in this situation.
Yeah, man, this is something that came from one of our community members, Mike Noyes, had mentioned he wanted to hear us chat about this. But
Shout out to Mike Noyes.
It was, as I was looking into it more, as I've looked into it more, it's basically, so Libya is a common route from other areas of Africa north to basically get into Europe. Right. So it's a lot of people fleeing war and famine and different things that are going on in different countries in Africa. And Libya is kind of just one of the main routes to which helps get people to Europe, right? Mm-hmm. And so just to hear of people taking advantage of people who are basically, you know, trying their best to flee an awful situation, and it's sad. Like, that's really, really unfortunate. And to the point you made, yeah, slavery does exist in a lot of forms, like a lot, you know, in this country. And don't quote me on this, and I don't, you know,
no, it's all good.
Don't roast me in the comments, but I could have swore I've seen somewhere before where it says that the amount of people enslaved today is more than ever, like in some way, shape, or form, through the sex slave, or sex trade rather, through what Mike just described as going on in Libya, you know, things like that. But regardless, man, yeah, it's
different variations.
My initial thoughts just go to like the human side of it, like that's I don't know, man. It's atrocious.
According to the Washington Post, there are roughly estimated around 40 million slaves in the world right now.
Wow.
So Arab states, about 500,000. Asia and the Pacific, 25 million. Americas, 2 million. Africa, 9 million. Europe and Central Asia, 3.5 million.
And if I'm not mistaken, that says 2 million slaves in America. Were there not roughly about 2 million slaves in the United States during like the slave trade that came over here originally?
Honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that.
We'd have to research that.
It's
I'm sure.
crazy, though.
Excluding the number that have died that died through like the Middle Passage and things like that. But I could be wrong on that too. But it's eye-opening and very sad.
Yeah, it's like it's been
in.
swept under the rug. Like this has been going on forever.
Right.
For the most part, it's pretty much never ended. Like at the in Cincinnati at the Underground Railroad Museum, there's actually an exhibit that talks about different forms of slavery and people that have been enslaved and were freed and now have regular working class jobs and things like that. And they have like whole demonstrations and videos and literature about these people. And when I seen that over the summer, I was amazed because I didn't know that was going on like that.
I told you I was naive to the severity of this. I can be honest. I had no idea it was that bad. Sorry,
Definitely.
But go ahead.
And to know that it's going on to that magnitude, and with it being in Libya, that's where wasn't Gaddafi wasn't he over Libya?
Let me look that up. I'll look it up. Go ahead. I'll look it up.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think you're
so
right, but I'll double check.
He was considered a dictator, right? But nothing like that happened during his tenure. So it is strange to think.
He died in like 2011.
About 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was Libya.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
But things like that weren't happening when he was, what's the right term for that? When he was
in office,
in
I
power.
suppose, in power. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's strange to
it was Libya.
think what may be going on over there right now to the point where they're being enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
Died in 2011.
Okay. He was killed in the streets. Like literally in the streets.
Video.
They weren't. Libya's never been a big fan of the United States and vice versa
Facts.
either. So, I don't know. Yeah, man.
Sad, man, when you
It
think
is.
about it, man, because there's so many families that will be affected, right? Like so many people that have been torn away from their homelands. You think about wives, children, etc. Even parents still having these gentlemen. Maybe they still have parents that are living, and you just extract them from everything.
Yeah.
Like that's pain. Like that's got to be crazy to think. Will I ever see, my dad or my brother or my uncle or whatever? So it's just crazy. And somebody was on Instagram talking about solutions, talking about what options do we have? What things do we need to do as United States citizens to try to help? And then one person made a good point. They're like, we can't even get clean water in Flint.
It's a damn shame.
So what are we gonna do? And I was like, damn, I didn't even think about it like that, but she's right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to think about that as something that you would think would be as simple as, going to Flint and trying to help these people out. And then you think of something to this magnitude. Like, how can we affect that?
I mean, think about it. In Flint, you still have the common citizen being like us.
Yeah.
That are sending water to Flint still right now.
Still.
And the government has not stepped in to correct that problem. That's crazy.
But kneeling at football games, though.
Boy.
Man.
It says here that 38% of that 40 million number is forced marriage.
Wow.
15.4 million. Notably, women and girls make up 88% of forced marriages, as well as 99% of sexual exploitation.
I think that happens often in Asia, if I'm not mistaken. I fact-checked myself on the African slave trade.
Okay.
The numbers that I saw, that this is according to the Root from about 3 years ago. But it's about roughly 450,000 slaves from Africa came to the New World, or the United States. The overwhelming majority of them went to Brazil. So said 12.5 million Africans were shipped to the New World. 10.7 million survived the dreaded Middle Passage, which means about 2 million died just getting here.
Mm-hmm.
Disembarking in North America, the Caribbean, and South America. Of the 10.7, 4.86 million Africans went to Brazil. So there are a lot in the Caribbean as well, which would have been, Haiti.
Those numbers are astonishing, man. when you think
Other
about it.
islands, Jamaica, places.
Yeah, those numbers are astonishing. It just makes your awareness levels or your attention to things that go on heightened, because it's like it's easy to be. You get comfortable, like we live our lives, and we go about our daily actions. We go to work or whatever you do throughout the course of your day. But it's crazy to think. I always tell people this world is so much bigger than where you are, and there's so many things that are going on, good and bad, outside of your place, your area. And this just brings light to that, because it's like, damn, this is something that to me it's just like out of a movie. You know what I'm saying? But it's reality. This is real. So it's just crazy, man. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot to take on when you think about it. You know what I'm saying, in terms of the situation itself. But, hopefully there's an answer, man. There's a solution. There's something that can aid to help the situation out, man, because that's borderline scary. It is. No, it's not borderline. It is scary. That things like this are still happening in 2017.
At a high magnitude.
At a
relatively high magnitude, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So, it's just one of those things where we have to continue to monitor and try to figure out if there are solutions or anything that we can do on a smaller scale. It'll be pretty minuscule in comparison to, what government should be doing or what people should be doing. I can't really, speak on that in terms of the process, but hey, it is what it is. So we'll have to keep our eye on it and kind of monitor it and see what happens. Let me see what else I had on here. Sorry, I'm a little hoarse. I'm fighting this. My head cold game is high, so.
Whatever, man.
Sorry, Bradley.
Horse.
I did.
Horse.
Excuse me.
Heard your horse.
But
Horse.
I did look this up while Spoolz was talking, and this is on CNN. It says probably about I think
Fake news.
Yeah. Shout out to fake news.
Fake news.
It says
Trump had some dumbass tweet about some. Yeah.
Yeah, fake. He's like, the only trusted news source is Fox. I was like, oh, okay.
You don't say. It says North Korea issued a direct challenge to President Trump with a launch of a ICBM missile that Defense Secretary James Mattis said demonstrates its ability. It has the ability to hit everywhere in the world. The missile blasted in the early hours of Wednesday morning, local time. It flew higher and demonstrated a longer range. So 45 is just poking. Just out here poking the bear, man, out here in these streets. Continues to poke the bear.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is a pissing contest.
Facts.
North Korea wants to show you what kind of weapons that they have.
As they always have.
Exactly. I mean, they parade them through the streets and stuff.
Facts.
The thing about it is, one of their missiles or weapons will not hit us.
Mm-hmm.
It won't make it this far.
Mm-hmm.
It will make it to a U.S. territory,
Mm-hmm.
which would be unfortunate.
Facts.
But I just don't believe that North Korea has the backing to not be wiped off the face of the earth if something were to happen.
It would piss China. It might piss China off a little.
Yeah.
Although China recently, I think they did step up some sanctions, because communist is, China's a kind of democratic but communist nation as well somehow,
Mm-hmm.
But they're the only ones who have kind of, I think, not cut off all trade with them.
Yeah.
There's a couple of other countries as well. So I think the real threat, and I'm again just from my vague understanding of a lot of this stuff, is that because they're so close to China, they share a border, if I'm not mistaken.
And South Korea, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. It could get extremely ugly if we went over there, because China's massive.
Yeah.
And they have a tremendous, North Korea's got a gigantic army apparently too.
Mm-hmm. I
mean,
that's
a million people,
that's
somewhere
all
around a million
they
people.
do pretty much.
Yeah.
Like they,
So, like-
it appears they live for
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Their
Like
whole life
it's embedded
filled
in
with
their culture.
propaganda.
Exactly.
I mean, it's ugly,
exactly.
dude. I mean, it could be, who knows? They've been, since the guy's dad before him.
One of the
There's always
Uns.
been tension or whatever. And I always worry about Joe over there. Shout out to my man, our man Joe Harvey in Busan. But like, it could be. That's
could
what
get
that's what
very
scares
ugly.
people, man.
Yes.
That's it, is that it could get ugly. Now, to your point, is it all just kind of woofing and like it's been that way seemingly for years?
Yeah.
But hopefully that's all it is.
The thing about
So we
this,
drop a
I'm
bomb.
sorry.
We drop a bomb to blow them out of the water. They have stuff that can, like intercontinental ballistic missiles, can reach far.
Yeah.
So then what they turn and blow something up, and let's say we blow up something too close to China, we piss China off. China jumps in the middle of it.
Yeah.
South Korea's sitting there, probably just gets blown. It could get
It
real
could.
bad.
The thing about it is
Brilliant.
with Trump in office is what's bad. That's the piece of the puzzle that's been missing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that lacks competence is in the office right now.
Yeah.
So
Just kind of shoots his mouth off. And
exactly. So the presidents that preceded him weren't like openly vocal. Whatever transpired between them and foreign countries or whatnot happened behind closed doors.
They treated it like presidents do.
Exactly. It wasn't me waking up this morning and I want to shoot out a tweet and threaten somebody.
Right.
So when
You know?
when people talk about 45 being unstable, these are the situations where I feel like we bring to the light him being unstable, because it's not about the office. It's about, I think he tries to run it like it's a business. Like it's like he hasn't accepted the fact that it's the actual presidency.
Well, that's one of the reasons people were saying they voted him in the office, because they wanted him to run it as a business.
A lot
It's
of
not a business,
There are
though.
a number
Exactly.
of conservatives that has always been. That's why people liked Mitt Romney before, who ran against Obama the second time, and
Right.
like this whole idea of our economy, which is obviously incredibly important,
Sure.
and running the country as a business. But the one thing that I've always wondered, and I couldn't have like a super deep conversation about this, is that I've worked for a number of businesses, and one thing that is expendable are people.
Right.
And that's the
Well said.
that's the point that I could never get past, as far as those who wanted to
That's real.
run the country like a business. There are certain aspects, i.e. the economy, that you would like to have someone who's business minded, I suppose. But having someone who's just a businessman run the entire country isn't, to me, that was never like a selling point. I
Nah.
guess,
I
you know?
never saw the correlation when somebody's like, "Oh, well, his business acumen is just amazing." I'm like, okay,
Yeah, he's going to be able to take care of social programs, and he's going to value all the other
Exactly.
things that a lot of other
Exactly.
people who might be on the other side of the line
exactly
like, and it's just not,
at the expense of what.
and,
to his point,
and on the right side, they have a fair argument too of, we can't have someone who cares only just about social programs and not about the economy. We live in the world economy, we have to have someone who's as well rounded as possible. But I liked Obama. I thought he did a pretty dang good job for 8 years, and I don't know, dude. But yeah, the whole North Korea, South Korea thing is.
that's scary, man.
I just wish he would just kind of leave it alone. I mean, the sanctions and things that came out not too long ago, like, let that ride, man.
Yeah.
Let it ride.
Let him, cut people off. Like the human rights aspect of it is. I've watched a couple pretty good documentaries about like life in North Korea. One or two were, obviously like cameras snuck in and you see what it's like there, and it's like it seems scary, in parts. There's a lot of like these internment camps where people have to go, but I also watched a really interesting documentary about a man who fought in the Korean War and defected on his own over from the South or from the U.S. into North Korea, and has lived there his whole life and is happy.
Good for him.
So I'm certainly not by saying that backing or saying anything like great or positive about North Korea, but like it's I don't know, man.
Dennis Rodman likes it over there.
Oh my God,
He likes it.
he went over there and put on this. Hey, I'm gonna leave that alone, because he definitely was over there like, yeah, man, he's a good guy, and he's like sports like everybody else, and You know,
Okay.
you guys just don't have to. You don't understand. Like
That's our common ground.
He
there,
likes
huh?
basketball, and he talked about back when we were on the Bulls, and he's just really really good guy. Just a good guy. It's a good guy. I'm like, fam.
And there's a lot of people that like sports as well. You know, Alabama lost this past weekend.
They did.
Yes, they did.
Did you
So
see
did
the
Notre Dame.
fans, what they were saying about some of those players?
I did not.
No, Alabama
I'm sure-
fans?
Yeah.
About the Alabama players?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Let me take a guess. They were a tad bit upset.
A little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it went. Oh, did it go
Oh,
that way too
that's,
long?
That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
Not at all.
Yeah, it's like
No.
I saw some tweets.
Yeah. It's,
I'd love to see the quotes. I wasn't aware of this. I just
Yeah,
knew he
yeah.
lost.
I don't know it. I caught it at a glance.
Typical
I
America.
just know it happened.
Typical Southern America.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, so they were on that. That was on
It was
America.
a black quarterback or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts,
Jalen Hurts.
who's played. They
His
were,
ass
they were
off, really.
undefeated
Yeah.
going into that game.
He's
Like,
played his ass off. If
he-
you want to keep it a buck.
He played as a freshman, a true freshman, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, in the national
The
championship
things that
game last
people
year.
had to say about him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Dick Gregory. Rest in peace. It's a game, man.
Huh?
Huh? It's a game. I was
Wild. I was not aware of that. Doesn't shocks me in no way, shape, or form. Especially after
I
the
wanna
Auburn
look-
game. That's like the biggest game. of the
Iron
year
Bowl,
for
if I'm not
Alabama.
mistaken. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? The Iron
Mhm.
Bowl?
Speaking
That was
of,
awesome to see Auburn beat them too. That blows
Yeah.
things wide open in college football. It's going to be interesting this next weekend. All the championship games.
Yeah,
What you got,
Michigan
Lone? Jump in.
lost.
I was just
I
saying-
was bummed about that. I watched that game. That was
What's
shitty.
that?
I'm gonna take it
Michigan
completely
lost.
left, so I'm gonna wait till they're done talking.
Go ahead.
I was speaking of racism.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
Trump decided to call Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas in front of the Native American gentleman
Mm-hmm.
that they were honoring
Is that with the Andrew Jackson
so
poster?
check this
I mean,
out.
not
with,
poster,
with Andrew
picture behind
Jackson
it.
hanging up
Yeah, behind it.
Mm.
So check this
I'm
out.
not familiar.
So the people he was honoring, I watched a movie about this some years ago, was a group of, I believe, Navajo, keep me honest if you read it, Sean, who basically created or had the ability to, to this code that no one, like the Japanese didn't know or couldn't figure out. And it was like Navajo, basically. Either that or they cracked a code. It was one or the other, but it was all members of this like particular Navajo tribe during World War II, and it had a huge impact in the Pacific
vaguely
portion of the
remember
world.
that.
I
Yeah.
vaguely as well. Yeah.
That's who he was honoring.
Oh,
And his he saw this as an opportunity to make an Indian or Native American related reference to someone he doesn't like.
and call him Pocahontas.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, and here's the thing for Trump supporters out there, like, you've got to understand how fucked up that is, right?
Like, that's
how does,
exactly what I'm saying,
And
like-
don't turn around and act like it's just words or some shit, because you get as offended about stuff like
That's
that
the
too.
thing, though.
Like-
That
Just talking about Elizabeth Warren.
It
And like,
gives
no,
them-
Like, there was no point of bringing any of that up.
it turns them on.
Thank you
Like,
so
for
much
real.
for the service that you provided for our country.
the end.
We owe you our deepest gratitudes and sympathies.
there you go.
Bam.
What?
Yeah.
You don't
They
have
like it.
Every opportunity this dude gets, he tries. It's all about him, dude, and it's just beyond ridiculous at this point. It's been there, but like it's just. I don't even like reading the news anymore just to see what his
stories.
depressing.
dumb
Stories
shit he
depressing.
Like his tweet.
fucking said. Like I don't. It just,
Every single tweet that he puts out, that he's put out in the last 2 weeks, has just been.
Why is the president tweeting?
Yep.
He's just like,
Like,
a
why are you
moron.
using-
we're old, Mike. We just don't get it.
I guess. Why are you using this as a platform as the president? Why though? Like, who does what?
Like, grow the fuck up. That dude's like in his 70s. I still don't
Oh, did you see
understand.
the
Like,
tweet he sent about him playing golf with
Sorry
Tiger
for all
Woods?
the swearing.
Oh,
And it was
man.
quickly, he said, in quotations in the tweet, it said, I'll be playing a round of golf with Tiger Woods. And then it said quickly. Like that makes any difference.
He's just you can't be competent as a human being too, and still like look at what he does.
Nah.
Unless you're so far gone. Shouts to Common. You
I
know
see
what I mean? Like,
You see what he did there?
Shouts to
Hip-hop
Dylan.
reference,
Okay.
yeah.
But,
You
like-
see what he did there?
unless you just you're just trying to spin everything. Like,
You know what though,
you
man?
can't co-sign that.
There are people that are I've come across people that are dug in still. There are people that are still dug in as they were during the entire election and during the
But-
entire
Yeah.
campaign process.
It's-
There are people that are still dug in
It's not like a
pro-Trump.
It's not a competition. You know what I mean? Like
I feel you.
It's over. You know,
I feel
like
you.
so when he does dumb shit, call him on his dumb shit.
Now
Yeah.
hold
You know,
hold him
like-
accountable now.
you know, like-
he's in the he won.
You know, like
It's not gonna happen though
At
because
all.
these are the same people that you realize like so the NFL numbers are way down this year,
Way down.
and part of the issue has nothing to do with the actual reason that like we've talked about this. The reason why people are boycotting it on one end is because
they spun the whole narrative.
Yeah, they spun it. So
it hasn't
you,
been
you've
about
got
what
people,
it originally was about for
yeah,
like a
you
year
got
and a
people
half.
that aren't watching the NFL because of the kneels or saying that it's disrespectful to the flag or whatnot.
Yeah.
And these are the same people that rally around Trump and love everything that he does.
Facts.
I doubt very seriously that the people that say that they're protesting because some players are kneeling are actually really protesting and not watching.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care enough.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't know anybody personally.
Mm-hmm.
None of the Trump people that I know would care that much about this issue.
I seen someone I used to work with at the election board that I'm friends with on Facebook. He, as soon as who said something, it may have been Trump. Once Trump said something about it, and then it happened. I think when the Cowboys had did the kneel before the game,
Which was bull by Jerry Jones.
exactly. That he was like, "That's it. I'm not watching football anymore." And he started posting all these boycott the NFL. I didn't even have the energy in me to even go at this dude. And I was just seeing all the comments on this thread that were like with it. Then you would see some people that would be like, "Do y'all not realize what this is about? Like, why are you?"
Isn't it interesting that it took a game to show how still kind of oddly divided we are as a country?
Yeah, no.
A game. I mean, you're right. Not in today's society because it's an entertainment thing, but like,
Yeah, I mean, I know.
It's kind of like that Saturday Night Live episode where the election night happened, and you
don't
got
say.
Yeah, you got Chris Rock and
couldn't believe this was going to happen.
Dave Chappelle in there. They're looking at each other like, "Yeah, we kind of knew this shit was happening."
At this point, the kneeling situation with the NFL, to
no
me,
one has any idea how we feel right now. Like, yeah.
To me, it's gone. It's to the point now where it's a diversion from other shit that's going on in the world. To me, because the initial stance, we're so far away from what he actually was talking about.
I'm gonna start playing.
I think
video
it's a
games
diversion now. Yeah,
during our Trump segments, that's how much I care about.
do that
Yeah.
because do that as a diversion.
Side note, speaking of Trump and like the kneeling, I want to go ahead and say Marshawn Lynch could be one of my, and I'm 34. I don't say this about too many people.
Talk
he could
that
be.
talk,
He could be my
Spoolz.
hero.
For what he did
kidding.
in Mexico.
Oh, I mean, just
Yeah.
for everything he
nice.
does for in most cases, like he just seems like I'd. So if anybody out there is hearing this and like knows how to like, I'd love to just kick it with Marshawn for an hour or two. That would seems like it would be pretty awesome, man.
Suppose it's funny that you say that because I'll tell you somebody else from me, and that's Shannon Sharp.
Yeah,
Shannon Sharp he's gone up my list in terms of people that are African American that are on the broadcast platform that I actually look up to, because Shannon, I'm trying to keep from doing these.
no Trump hands.
No Trump hands. We don't do those. I think Shannon is amazing, man. When you think about, it's kind of like he's not in the league anymore, so it's not like he can just. Michael Vick comes on and tiptoes because he's still a part of the league. You know what I'm saying? Like he still does Fox. He still
I
does
think
that.
you could debate he does more than tiptoe too.
I mean,
Yeah.
just for now. Just for now.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis comes on there, he tiptoes, shucks and jives a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still a part of the NFL. But Shannon,
I'm not shaming those men in
No,
any way, shape.
it's
Just
to-
so
hey,
you know,
it's
like,
to each his own.
it's
to each his own.
I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
everybody
appreciate his candor
exactly,
and how genuine he is.
exactly.
And like,
Shannon's candor to
his
me,
non-scripted.
yeah, it's priceless, man. Like it's priceless in terms of his approach to Undisputed. Like he gives you bars, and he's not apologetic about the bars.
It's the same reason I like Marshawn Lynch
Yes, it's the exact
and how
same
he's
thing.
always been. Always been.
He's
Never
always
been a
been that
dirty.
guy.
Never been like a dirty player by
Yeah.
any means.
Yeah.
Works hard. When you start they start like
Always been.
Always.
yeah. He I heard something where he has saved all of his
Troll God.
all of his NFL money and lived off of all of his endorsement money since he's been in the NFL.
I believe it.
He's been to, I believe,
run through
Africa
a
and helped
motherfucker
build
face.
either. Like he's got a thing. He had a Cyber Monday deal with
Over and over
Yeah.
and over
Yeah.
and over
The dude
Yeah.
gets kicked
And
out
over.
of a game this
Yeah.
year.
over again.
Goes back into the locker room, puts on like street clothes, leaves, and then he's in the stands hanging out with everybody watching the game, and then takes the train home.
Michael Crabtree and Talib got into a fight. Denver versus the Raiders. They got into a fight. He snatched his chain again. Talib being the cornerback. Crabtree the receiver. They got history. They got beef. Marshawn Lynch is the one that walks Talib through the tunnel, and they're on opposing teams. He walks them off the field. Like little stuff like that shows me that Marshawn is human. Like there's a human side to him.
I'm a Marshawn Lynch fan.
Yeah, like
no
I
doubt.
rock with Beast Mode.
Yep.
I rock with Beast Mode. He seems like he's a genuine guy. He's embedded in the community in Oakland.
And he's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he
He does this
likes
thing
Skittles.
called off script.
his-
Jay Moore will
that
send me
Facebook
these
show.
things. Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
send me
Yeah.
these things, and he's just
Beast
a
Mode, we
genuine
rocking
dude,
with you, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I wish you could come sit down with us, man. We rock with you. But
Man,
Since
that
we
would
on
be
sports
awesome.
real quick. So I heard this here recently. So I heard that
we still got music.
yeah, we got some music, but this is funny to me. So Manute Bol, everybody knows who Manute Bol
Rest
is.
in
right?
peace, Manute Bol. By
Shouts
the
to
way,
the humble giant.
So it's coming out that Manute Bol may have been
don't
like,
do nothing to make me not like Manute. Man.
it has nothing to do with you not liking him.
Okay.
It's coming out that when he retired, he may have been like 50 years old or something.
Huh?
Yeah. So something was going on with when he came over here from Africa or whatnot,
Okay.
and recruiters were like doctoring shit.
Yeah.
Just
So
to get him in.
when he came into the league, or even when he played college ball, he may have been like 30 something years old in college.
Playing in college?
Yes.
Dang.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
His son just signed, side note, with Oregon,
Hey, his son,
Yeah.
hey, Bol
whose
got
name is
game.
Bol.
Yeah, Bobo.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's got game though.
I don't think he's like 7'7" or 7'6".
He
though, is
close.
He's,
No, but
he's
he is
tall.
38.
Yeah.
He's actually 38-year-old
Troll-
freshman
troll
in
guy.
college. Yeah.
Troll God.
But yeah, they
Not
were
to
saying
get-
that he might have been 50 years old when he retired.
When he retired?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Quick basketball side note. I know you're a fan of college basketball. You guys enjoy it too.
Yes.
Two guys to watch this season. My man Sachs put me onto the guy from Duke, Bagley.
Oh my gosh.
They play.
Beast.
They play IU Wednesday night.
Is it
So,
in Bloomington?
I'm not sure where the game is, but
That'd be a big
like
game.
he's the kind of kid. Apparently, I haven't watched him play yet. Who can like hang 40 on IU with no. I want to just somebody to watch
That's
for
not
next year.
saying a lot about IU this year.
But he can hang 40 on a lot of people apparently.
So
So
far, at
he's
least.
going to he'll likely, all things considered, be a very top pick in the NBA draft next year. Second guy I wanted to mention that I've been turned on to lately is Zion Williamson. If you're a basketball fan,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
And apparently him and Bagley are the same age, and Bagley found some loophole where he was able to enter college before Williamson. But anyway, man, those two dudes, if you're basketball fans, and like, damn, like, have you watched Zion at all?
I'm familiar with him.
I've watched Zion. I think he is. Everybody's saying he's the next Bron in terms of.
I see some similarities. He does not look like he needs to be out there playing ball with high school kids.
He's big. He's athletic. I don't see
He can put the ball on the floor too.
I don't see the past ability to feel of the
I
game,
agree with
the tangibles that Bron had. But in terms of a size comparison, being like a
Powerful,
freak
like,
athlete,
yeah.
he's crazy.
He's got some Sean Kemp qualities to him as well.
Yes.
Oh, that
Yeah.
guy. I saw some footage of him.
He's dope. Bagley is dope though. First
Yeah.
pick in the draft.
I gotta watch this kid play Wednesday. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Bagley's a beast. So somebody's gonna get lucky when they get him.
Hopefully it's the Chicago Bulls because we have 3 wins.
Zach LaVine's coming back for the Bulls, so you guys
great.
might win a dunk contest.
Cool.
That's probably it though. Sorry, Spoolz.
Hey man, it happens.
Moving on, let's talk about a little music. South Memphis, North Memphis. We see
South and North.
Orange
yeah,
Mountain.
both of them. They both say
North.
They both say music. Now,
South to the east, west side.
I don't know about the east and west side. Shout out to Gotti and Black Youngster
Dolph.
now. And
It's Dolph.
It's Dolph. Adolf. Real name. by the way.
Dolph is my favorite Memphis rapper as it stands right now. I would say.
I go Gotti first.
Yeah.
Off.
It's your boy Yo Gotti.
Yes.
Gotti makes good street music. He does. Very good street music. But we can talk Grammys. You guys want to talk Grammy nods?
Not really, but we can talk about it.
Wow. You got a video game you want to play or
I
something?
think I want to touch on
I might.
the Post Malone thing first.
You want to do Post
Yeah,
first?
let's
All right,
do that.
let me go to Post. So
Grammys are Grammys every year.
Okay.
I mean,
I do want to talk about the.
I
I
know
do
they're
want to talk about
important,
the
but-
5 albums that are going for album of the year. But
you want to do
I
Post
think
first?
the Post Malone thing
Okay.
is more
Fair enough.
interesting than the Grammy nod.
We can do Post first. So he had an interview, and I have a couple quotes that I pulled from the interview. And he says, if you're looking for lyrics, if you're looking to cry, if you're looking to think about life, don't listen to hip hop, Malone said. There's great hip hop songs where they talk about life and they spit that real shit, but not now. But right now, there's not a lot of people talking about real shit. He says, whenever I want to cry, whenever I want to sit down and have a nice cry, I'll listen to some Bob Dylan. Or whenever I'm trying to have a good time and stay in a positive mood, I listen to hip hop because it's fun. I think hip hop is important because it brings people together in a beautiful, happy way.
That's a very interesting concept.
From a culture vulture. Terrence, you talked about him being a culture vulture. I put a cap on it before we started because I wanted you to go off and give us some bars on while we're recording. So give me them bars.
Riding the chorus.
Because I have a lot of interesting things. I have a lot of things to say about this comment. But Terrence, you had some bars about Brother Malone.
Yeah, I mean, because you can see that one or two ways. You can see it that he's speaking on the state of music today, which I give him that.
Do you think that's a fair assessment? Because
No,
I do.
that's why I'm saying you can do this one or two ways.
Okay.
You can take it that way, where you're saying he's speaking on the music of today.
All right.
And do you agree with that side?
To a certain extent.
I think he's right.
But the thing about it is, if you know where to listen to music or look for music,
then it's incorrect.
it's still out there.
Completely agree.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
fair. That's fair.
that's on the consumer, and that's on the person that's looking to find music. Simple as that. He's kind of showing you where it's at.
I like that.
It lives here.
It's a place.
It does live
it's a place you could find it. That's a good place.
Yeah.
But yeah, Post Malone is, in my opinion, the quintessential poster boy for being a culture vulture.
Okay. We use that term. We use that term on here.
Yeah.
Academics.
He definitely looks like this is more than the academics.
It
The
is.
academics is
to his
just
credit,
corny.
he's just corny.
Academics
Yes,
is corny.
I agree 100%. To his
Yeah.
credit, yes, this is way worse than academics.
Yeah. This is a guy that did not do hip hop initially.
Facts.
He could not make it in his lane. So he made a song called White Iverson.
Yep.
He got himself a gold grill.
Yep.
He twisted up his hair.
Yep.
And he started to mimic the hip hop culture.
Yes.
Now that his foot is in the door in the music game, he's trying to kind of skedaddle and push the hip hop culture thing to the back.
Yes.
He just came in for the money.
Yeah, came in
So-
for the money,
so
the
it's
shine, the glitz,
Number
the
one
glamour.
record in the country, by the way.
What's
Yeah.
funny about you saying that is White Iverson came, then he seemed to be like, oh, I'm going to do folk, and
Yep. And then he went back to
but
folk.
then he came back to hip hop, and he's had like Congratulations with Quavo, I believe, is on that record from
Yeah,
Migos,
because he
and,
can't
like,
make it in his own lane.
So as a result, he has to.
I'm
as
saying
a
it's happened twice. That's how, to your
Yeah,
point.
like,
You know
to
what I
his-
mean? Like, yeah.
To his point, though, that's what a culture vulture is
Yeah,
about.
definitely.
It's about making the most money or being as successful as possible off a culture that you're really not a part of. Like
Yeah.
he's really just jumped in and has been like, "Yo,
He's not welcome. And
Yeah.
this goes back to the stop letting everybody just steal and be a part of you and what you were born into. This is you. You didn't just wake up today and be like, I think I'm gonna start rapping today.
many
It seems
people
like
do.
fun. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it. Like for him to even make that statement that there's no feeling in hip hop music. There's albums that I definitely go back and listen to based
I don't
off
think you
how I
qualified.
feel
Brilliant.
and what type of day, what type of mood I'm having.
absolutely.
That can pretty much adjust me.
And these aren't old albums. These
No,
are
there's
recent
new
albums.
new album.
Yeah, these are recent
I'm
material.
speaking of an old album when I'm saying that,
I follow
but
you.
there are new albums that do the same
I
thing.
I agree.
So you have there's actually two of them up for album of the year. You have Jay-Z's 444.
Yep.
That's full of emotion, right? Am I wrong?
No.
Extremely genuine, yes.
Yeah, it's genuine. It's open.
Damn is full of emotion.
Yep.
Yep.
Childish Gambino's full of emotion.
I wouldn't even necessarily classify that as a rap hip hop album.
Nor would I. It's dope though.
Yeah, it is.
It's dope though.
But for him to just say that and to just pigeonhole everything as, oh, hip hop is just fun, la-di-dee, la-di-da, ha ha. I turn this on when I want to have fun. No.
What you're saying, man, and it kind of goes back to the good discussion I thought we had last week that was along these lines as well, is and I made this comment probably on episode 10 that for some people hip hop is like this phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it came up when we were talking about Miley Cyrus.
It's a fad.
It
It's
is.
becoming a fad.
That's exactly what I was saying as far as
But she's similar.
Very.
yeah.
You know,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
she didn't come back to it, but
Post Malone's
At least
not
he
a
had-
rapper.
He's not.
He's not an MC, but yet he has been very happy to jump into that lane with
That's not hip hop either, Mike.
something he knows is going to work. You know
It's
what I
dope,
mean?
though.
Yeah.
The part that gets me
Did
is
you call me Michael?
do you then look kind of like at someone like a 𝐀𝐄𝐲, who I believe did that congratulations song with him?
Okay.
What do you think of folks like that do songs with people who, to your point,
That's a good
seemingly
question.
exhibit vulturous characteristics, if you will, or vulturistic characteristics?
Because here, and let me jump in real quick before you answer.
To me, it's money. That's the answer.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I'm going to
exactly
jump
what
in
I
on
was
this
gonna say.
little wave and ride this
I'm
cat's
gonna ride
wave.
this
and-
wave.
Yeah.
Do you think? Here's the thing. When you talk about the culture vulture, we'll just use Post Malone as an example. Do hip hop artists, to the old heads point, when you talk about the Pete Rocks and we talked about Waka and all that, do we have to hold? Shouldn't the hip hop artists that have pull or have clout or have whatever, shouldn't they hold certain people accountable when they come in and try to vulture off the culture that has been embedded in our culture for years? Don't you think certain artists should have? Shouldn't there be somebody that should speak out and be like, "Hey, that's bullshit," really, because he out here.
There
culture.
actually was.
Okay, but
Earl
you see what I'm saying?
Sweatshirt.
Though? All right, fair enough. Fair
Earl
enough.
Sweatshirt, as soon as White Iverson came out, he kind of gave it like the side. I like, what is this?
Right.
And then people actually were getting at him
Because he
for
said
calling
that.
him out.
Okay.
My buddy, you guys know my man J.O. I
Shout out
was
J.O.
at his place when that song was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his like nephews, I believe, was listening to it. And I was just like, "What are you listening to, man?" And he showed me. I was like, "I got some other music you should listen to
That's
that you
bullshit.
really like." Like,
Complete
yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's funny though.
It's
I
some
mean,
bullshit.
y'all are two white males that are into the hip hop culture.
we're into the hip hop.
Into
Yeah,
it.
They're into it. They like it. They're down.
They are down.
But what I'm saying here, so I'm reading an article about this Post Malone, and it's so funny to see the cats that are commenting that are backing him, that aren't like a Shine or a Spoolz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the way they're saying, like, oh, people are mad because he came in and he's doing this and he's doing that and he's actually making songs with meaning and everybody else is talking about hoes and this, that, and the other. It's like, have you listened to Rockstar?
Right. I agree.
Like, as soon as he starts out the song, he's talking about getting hoes.
Mm-hmm.
These
And
are
Doing drugs.
It's like, so what song are you
Good
listening
melodies
to?
on that record, by the way. I do like the
Or
melodies.
are
on
you
there.
just impressed because it's a white male?
a white male makes them feel safe, especially
I guess
if they're
so.
white.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's it.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
relate to him because he's a white guy and
That's it.
he's
that's it.
long hair and
Yeah.
he has a guitar
Mm-hmm.
and he's speaking about something. You know, he's speaking about real life.
That's it.
You know, like
He's not. He's
No,
talking,
he's not.
I'm saucing on you.
Yeah, it's
What the fuck?
but so white is the predominantly what? There's
Oh, he said
more
he-
white people in America than not, right?
Yeah.
So It's just the white kids.
Everybody's pretty much trying to spin it on that whole reverse racism thing.
And you know what? I just wish I wish that, and people are gonna always say and do say and do what they want, but I'd have no problem with him if he just didn't attempt to kind of say he was intertwined with hip hop. When cats like that come out, if they're just kind of like, you know what, I'm influenced by a lot of different things. I'm influenced by Bob Dylan, and I'm also happen to be influenced by the Migos, and I'm also influenced by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Make your music, man.
Stop. This is my thing, though, and I hate this.
And people are going to like it or they're not. But people don't like things for those reasons. I hate to say it, and that goes back to our commercial discussion that we were having before. I'm
just so tired of everything being grouped into the hip hop category.
Oh, I agree.
It's just all of a sudden it's just a hodgepodge of everything, just because it might have had like a up tempo beat or somebody might have did a trap remix or something. Mm-hmm. Oh, now it's automatically hip hop. No, that's not hip hop.
It's not.
It doesn't qualify.
You're not qualified.
I mean, I'm sick of it, man, and it's almost like you should almost have a hip hop category, and you should have an urban influence category or something.
Something like that.
Because it doesn't make sense for you to group everything in the hip hop.
Or just a miscellaneous category.
Even the hip hop influence category would be kind of weird and awkward, because you would have people that are like Post Malone.
Do you think Childish Gambino would be in there?
No,
Childish Gambino's album to me is more on the line of,
that's not hip hop.
It's not.
And I knew they were going to.
And he's a hip hop artist.
Yeah, he got.
But
he can
this
rap.
just went totally left field.
They need like a funky soul, neo funk soul.
I don't know. Like, for example, here's another one. Anderson .Paak, who we all love.
Yep.
Anderson .Paak is not a hip hop artist to me.
He shouldn't have been on a �XXL. It looks stupid to have him on there. If you ask me.
To me, he's not.
Shouldn't have been on there.
He definitely has hip hop undertones and
he's got
influence.
elements of it. Yeah, he does.
But it's not hip hop. It's like they'll put Miguel in the hip hop category.
He's not.
Do you think it's safe to say that someone like a Childish Gambino has created his own subculture within hip hop, much like people like Post Malone have created their own subculture within hip hop?
No, because Post Malone is just...
Post Malone might not be a good example.
He's just carrying the flag for Culture Vultures. That, like you said, I'm going to dibble and dabble in hip-hop for a minute.
That's not a good example. Yeah. Or maybe, what about the Migos? What about Uzi Vert?
Those are people that I classify as moment music.
Moment music, but it's like its own part of hip-hop. Do you guys remember Mims?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I'm hot.
Mims is an example of that to me from 10 or 15 or 12 years ago. Jibs, yeah, that was a King Kong, right? Is that that's what he put out, right?
The song I'm thinking of is that the chain hang low song that little ice cream truck.
I think he did King
melody.
Kong, that you can hear me when you know what I mean, or you can see me,
chain
or hear me before
was
you see
definitely
me.
the ice cream truck theme, yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
What's cool about hip hop, and I know we kind of put some of this stuff, and I tend to big time, is that. And this is outside the Post Malone conversation, in my opinion, because I think he is kind of just leeching off of it, like Miley Cyrus.
He definitely is.
And if you like his music, I've got no problem with you at all, man.
To each his own,
whatever touches you, that's
to each
cool.
his own.
You know what I mean? However, I'm starting to notice that within hip hop, there are maybe it's always existed, that kind of just sub. I guess like backpack rap, and you had this, or you know what I mean, whatever. But I suppose that's the positive thing about it all.
Yeah, it's cool.
Outside of the Post Malone.
It's just funny. It's just funny hearing those type of comments come from a dude that's an actual vulture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not viewed as such to people.
No, he's not.
Like
he's
within
not.
those circles, though.
He's not.
You know, so.
But we can see through the
I mean,
bullshit.
I know people that like him.
No, hey,
Me
to each
too.
his own. Hey, to each his own.
It's like,
I think the melodies on that single that he has right now, that's the #1 joint in the country, I think the melodies on there are dope. But I feel stupid for saying that, because I remember we came from an era where it wasn't about melodies. Now I hear myself saying, "Oh, well, that song has dope melodies," because it ain't talking about shit.
I mean, Young Thug has a lot of dope melodies.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what he's saying.
At
and
all.
he's not rapping about shit.
At all.
Right.
Sorry, guys. I know people like Young Thug. That Jeffrey, I just couldn't get through it.
To each his own, man. Hey, he got the #1 album in the country, but it was just
and
funny
quietly,
hearing
people like
hearing
Elton
him say
John and Kanye West and other people have come out and sung his praises too.
Who's?
Young Thugs.
Oh, well.
I always think that's interesting. That's a topic for another day.
𝐏𝐿𝐿 was on the Breakfast Club talking about how brilliant he is. I'm like,
Yeah, 𝗏𝐿𝐿, Elton John.
that's what's up.
I'm going to give you my take on why I think they're saying this. And this is kind of from.
I need it from you. I need it from you.
You're a musician, so the way he puts stuff together. Okay, so like say you're in a studio and you're coaching somebody to do something.
Right.
And you're kind of singing the melody, like do it like this.
Yep.
He makes music that sounds like what he's telling the artist to do, but the artist is supposed to come up with, like, you know what I'm saying, a meaningful verse to go along with that melody that he's doing. Because he makes really good melodies and cadences.
It's just crazy.
This is Young Thug.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
That's my opinion about
no,
it.
that's fair. I'm with you there. It's just crazy to me. I have to remove myself from. I'm not gonna say remove. I have to retrace my thoughts and understand that things have changed, because that's just foreign to me. Like when you say somebody's melodies and somebody's harmonies are dope, I'm thinking R&B.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Oh, they can sing well, they can stack harmonies well, the R&B production. I'm thinking of that. Like it's just weird to me to hear mainstream rap being looked at as, yo, they got dope melodies.
Yeah.
Like that shit is foreign to me. So I can admit that, and I have to learn how to accept that that's what it is, because like that's where it is now. Oh, he got dope melodies. His flow sound nice.
Started it.
I mean, I've never been the biggest Ja Rule fan.
It's murder.
50
Ja
Cent.
Rule, and then 50 Cent killed Ja Rule.
50 Cent was
and then
singing.
he started doing it.
But 50 Cent can rap his ass off though.
Yeah.
Don't know what you
So-
heard about me.
But it's just
Shouts
weird,
to
man. Like
steel drums.
I gotta get used to that.
That's
know?
the reason why there's not a true R&B category anymore.
Nah.
It's like all the R&B cats want to be rappers.
And they sing rap. They rap.
Yeah.
But I can't even call them rapping, because now it's like they're doing the same thing that the rappers are doing.
Yeah.
RZA.
So now it's fused together.
RZA talked about this 12 years ago.
Everything is fused together. Shout out to
Wu-Tang is
Bobby.
for the kids.
That's right.
It is.
The children.
Children.
Side note, I know there's some music that I
Music.
think we wanted to maybe quickly bring up.
Please say music.
Unless we did want to chat about
Mace
the,
and Cam
the
got
Grammys.
into it. Did y'all listen to that at all?
Yeah, I did listen to both tracks right before this. Yeah.
Mace actually got it, Cam.
I'm going.
See,
I'm going Mace.
I think he
I'm going
kind of
Mace.
did, but here's what I think about listening to those on one listen each. Right.
Mhm.
Number one, I'm a smidge biased because I do like Cameron.
Mhm.
I don't think he's one of the best rappers of all time, but I do enjoy. I like Cameron's
I
music.
mess with Cam.
You know, saw him live, puts on a good live show. I'm gonna see him again at the Emerson on the 9th. It'll be fun.
I kind of want to go to that show.
I'm gonna have
Did
a
you already get
blast.
tickets?
I'm gonna drink. No, not yet. We should go.
Okay.
J.O.'s coming. I think Ace is coming. Clinic's coming. We'll have a good time.
All right.
Shout out to the clinic. J.O. Ace. We
Yes,
see
sir.
y'all.
Mace's verse, number one, Mace has been, and I was chatting with my man, shout out to my man Merc Versus too, because we were chatting about this beforehand. Mace has kind of literally and figuratively been like the punching bag in New York, I feel like, for years now.
He bought followers.
He
on
bought
Instagram.
followers.
4
He
million.
got punched in the face. He got knocked out. He got beat up by Mano.
Ran out of Harlem.
He got ran out of Harlem. You know what I mean? On some other shit. You know what I mean?
Cam?
No, I'm talking
Mace.
about Mace.
He
When
literally
Cam-
got ran out of Harlem.
When Cam went to Orlando.
See,
Well, he's from Jacksonville, Florida.
that's what's funny about that. That goes
Orlando
back
is
into
in
it.
Jacksonville.
He seems May seems real emotional in this one, and sometimes that's good in like a diss track. Cam came back at him in his very normal Cam way of just being like, "Come on, dog," and that's why I liked Cam's song probably a bit better. But Mace did spit on that. His shit was clear.
Yeah,
it was
he had some
precise.
bars,
He was
yeah.
sharp and all that good stuff. But like again, I'm biased. I'd probably go 51% Cam, 49% Mace.
I think I'm gonna
Just
go.
because I like
Alright.
what Cam said.
I got to go Mace.
I'm gonna
just
go murder
because.
Mace.
I think Mace got him. I think Cam wins overall, but yeah.
I will say this. My man Mark said this too. Good for Mace for finally sticking up for himself.
Good for Mace.
Seriously. And that sucks that he made that line about Children of the Corn, because that's one of my like slept on all-time favorite old groups, which is Mace, Cam, Big L, Herb McGruff, and Bloodshed. They only made like one project, but like they've known each other for a very, very long time.
Yeah, they went to
Mace
high
and
school
Cam.
together.
Mhm.
Grew up together.
They
Yeah.
was on the same basketball squad together.
And they say
At the
Cam
end of
had
the day.
game too, low key.
Yeah, Cam could play, man, supposedly, but Anyway, I thought that was good. Good for them. That's fun. That's fun to me. Nobody's gonna get hurt over that. I think they already said it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's look at this album of the year real quick, man. Let's see.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
I'll give
while
you
you're
the
looking
run
that
through.
up, I'd like
Childish
to see
Gambino.
Kendrick Lamar clean sweep.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Childish
That would be
Gambino.
Album of the
Bruno.
year, Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino, 444 from Hove, Damn, Kendrick Lamar, Melodrama from Lord, 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.
Bruno's gonna win it all.
He's going to
Probably
win,
so.
but I will go with Childish Gambino. He'd get my vote.
I will say this: outside of the Kendrick Lamar sweep, I'll swap out. I would love to see the tale of OJ, their story of OJ, win best song over Humble, and I really dig Humble, but I think the story of OJ was really powerful and extremely
I think
well
it's a
done.
better
Yeah.
song.
The video too.
Yeah,
It's a better song to me.
Yeah. It is.
Yo, shout out to our NOH fam, Moonchild. Their video was just in the background earlier for their work on Layla's Wisdom. Rhapsody, best rap album of the year. She was
good for her,
nominated.
man.
So
for
That's
that.
what's up.
you know,
Absolutely.
Moonchild is a part of that nomination. So shout out to the fam, man. They always show us love when they come here. That's big for them. That's big for Rhapsody. Actually, good for her to be on that.
Mhm.
Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator. Culture by the Migos. Damn by 𝐀𝐿. And then 444 for Hove.
Man,
Album
if
of the
Damn
year.
doesn't win album of the year,
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
I will
not-
be very surprised.
Apparently,
This what God look like.
Hey, I love when you do
yeah.
And that's not taking.
Laughing
Just side
to
note,
the
that's
bank.
taking nothing
Like,
away from Childish Gambino's album is amazing.
That's my favorite. I think it.
Four,
It is, but I don't
musically,
think
it's
it's
dope.
gonna win.
It's dope.
Bruno was probably gonna take it.
I think Bruno is gonna clean these Grammys up because 24 Karat Magic is dope. It is.
I actually liked Damn more than I liked Childish Gambino's album though.
That's fair.
Oh, I absolutely did. Yeah.
Kendrick brought it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what he do. You know.
Would you like better between 444 and Childish Gambino? I know they're two kind of different records, but
There's one song on the Childish Gambino that
Oh,
hurts my
man.
feelings, man.
That's what the consensus normally is.
yeah,
And it's the California something or
Yeah, like
another.
that one.
because it's like
It
not
damn near
kind of weak.
killed the mood to me, man. It's like, why is this on here?
That's fair. That's fair. You're a credible source, sir. So I respect
Hey,
your
man,
opinion.
Thank
Kendrick Lamar put together, I think, a masterpiece.
He did.
Man.
Yeah.
And
Kendrick
if you
is
listen
dope.
to it backwards, it gives you. It's weird, man. I know, like everybody was saying he's dropping 2 albums, but if you actually put that album backwards and listen to it, it feels different sonically than it did when you listen to it from the one, however many tracks is on there, and it still tells a story.
I did not.
He's
So
dope.
when this album came out too, I think that what stands out because you guys, and I've said this before, you guys really got me on to Kendrick. Obviously, I was very familiar. I had some of his music. I had heard a lot of it, but I bought Damn off the strength of what you guys, you know what I mean, and then listening to what I had liked before.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really stopped listening to that album since it's come out. It
Yeah,
gets
it's good.
It gets played on a weekly basis for me, for sure.
I'm glad we could put you on and
It's just solid, dude. It's
something that you like as Long Play Star
you know,
Wars.
a little something
see
for
you.
everybody on that
Shout out to
project.
Yoda.
So.
So I think that I think we can wrap it up there. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Shout out to No Bad Ideas. They got the leather joint here, leather on the bill. If you look at it closely, it's kind of like a snakeskin pattern. It has their logo here, leather strap on the front, leather strap on the back. Leather, tougher than leather. No Bad Ideas snapbacks. They got that heat. They've been taking care of us for over a year now. One of our big sponsors, so salute to them.
Absolutely.
As always, bringing down the band.com, No Bad Ideas, 𝐀𝐿 Dental, Printfinity, Lonegevity, DJ Jay Diff, DJ Spoolz. I am Major 7. That is Yoda. Make sure you go to bringingdowntheband.com.
Birdman.
Make sure you go. Make sure you go to our Patreon as well.
Rolling
We got some
Play-Doh
neat
snakes.
things going on. We want you guys to come and be a part of the new Old Heads community.
Sign up.
It will get you access to that once you sign up. And we will see you next week. Peace.